The Hajime no Ippo manga is definitely in its second half, closer to the end than we might think. But with such a wide cast of characters, there are still many unresolved events. So many things that must happen before the story concludes. That's why today, I bring you everything we're likely to see in Hajime no Ippo before it ends. Let's begin. Of course, first up, we need to talk about the fight between Takeshi Sendo and Ricardo Martinez. It may sound obvious, it's the match currently being serialized, after all. But still, this battle matters. No matter who wins, no matter what happens, this fight will be a turning point, a defining moment for the entire series. During this same match, I believe we'll finally get something we've been waiting for, a flashback into Ricardo Martinez's past. We got a glimpse of it during his fight with Wally, a scene showing young Ricardo asking Bill Stewart, "What does it feel like to be strong? What is strength?" Those are the exact same words Ippo spoke in the very first chapter. Ricardo and Ippo have more in common than we ever imagined, and I can't wait to see that part of the story. Next, we need to talk about Ryo Mashiba. He survived his brutal fight against Marcus Rosario, but what's his condition now? Will he suffer lasting effects from that dangerous fall? A fall that may have damaged his spine? Some injuries don't affect daily life, but they do end careers. Will the author strip Mashiba of boxing or simply show that he can't return to the ring? Either way, it's something we need to know. Mamoru Takamura, a central figure in this manga. He's practically a co-protagonist, and he's a source of strength for those around him. He'll keep conquering weight divisions. He still has 3 left. Remember, he has 4 belts, but he unified 1 category, so it's 3 divisions, not 4. Takamura seems unstoppable. But here's the thing, before the story ends, we might see Takamura lose. Years ago, I'd say, no way, he's too iconic, too invincible. But now, with how dark and raw this manga has gotten, I think it's possible. A Takamura loss would shake readers to the core, and maybe that impact is worth it. But no ending is complete until the main character takes the spotlight. That day will come when Ippo returns to boxing. It must happen. It's hard to imagine the manga ending without it. We've already talked about who he might face, so I won't go deep into that here. There'll be separate videos about that. But even beyond his comeback, Ippo has some unfinished business. For one, his relationship with Kumi. They need to move forward. It's time we see their first real kiss, and maybe, just maybe, something more intimate. Let's not forget, the manga has shown some mature scenes before, so it wouldn't surprise me if we get a subtle hint that Ippo and Kumi finally slept together. But hey, I'm just joking. We all know this ends with Ippo and Miyata as a couple, right? Speaking of Miyata, he's still incredibly important. He might take a lead role soon. He's chasing the WBC world title, and who knows what surprise fights the author has in store. Whatever happens, Miyata's journey will be crucial. Let's talk about other Kamogawa gym members, Aoki and Kimura. They've both failed to win the Japanese title, but they've had incredible fights. Aoki's story seems headed toward a final showdown against Iga Shinobu. Shinobu is the current Japanese lightweight champion. That means Aoki could both get revenge and finally win the belt. It would be a dream come true for him and for us. Now, Kimura's story is tougher. He's physically worn out from harsh weight cuts. Mentally, even worse. He's burned out. He stays in the ring only to support Aoki. A meaningful ending for Kimura would be more than just a final fight. It would be him overcoming his depression and rediscovering his love for boxing. Now let's talk about Ippo's former rivals. I doubt we'll see them all again, but there are a few I hope return. Wally, for example. After losing to Ricardo, he retired due to an eye injury, but he had other dreams, like becoming a zoologist. He told Vogue that in Mexico. Imagine seeing him fulfill that dream, working with the wildlife of his home island. It would be beautiful. Another rival, Alfredo Gonzalez. I'd love to see him again, but let's be honest, his arc ended cleanly. If he didn't return for the Sendo vs Ricardo fight, I doubt Morikawa will bring him back. But one rival we must hear from is Antonio Guevara. He took Ippo's ranking, he beat him, and by now he must be known worldwide. Who knows, maybe he's become another world-class monster. Now, let's talk about Aikawa, Ippo's former classmate who confessed her feelings for him. She gave him her number at a school reunion, but Ippo lost it. Literally. The wind blew it away. I believe she'll return, maybe to show Kumi that she needs to step up or risk losing Ippo, because there are other women who still want him, even if he wants to box. And finally, Genji Kamogawa. We need answers about his health. We've seen hints, we've seen concern from others. Nekota was worried. Dankichi asked about him, but Ippo hasn't noticed anything. Maybe he's too dense, but we, the readers, see it coming. It's possible we might witness something heartbreaking, maybe even Kamogawa's death. Itagaki is a character whose arc still needs proper closure, but I must admit, it's really hard for me to predict what will happen to him. Will he become the Japanese champion? It's difficult to imagine. After all, the current champion is Imai Kyosuke, his main rival, and I honestly don't know if the author would be willing to give us a third match between them. That said, I do think it would be a great fight and an incredible challenge for Itagaki, especially since he seems to have stalled over the past year, while Imai has continued to evolve, slowly becoming a true monster in the ring. There's also the possibility that Itagaki wins the belt after Imai loses it, if the title is left vacant, but that would feel anticlimactic. And really, who would he fight for it? So, the third path I see for Itagaki is aiming for the OPBF title, the Pacific Championship currently held by Ichiro Miyata. Miyata may soon vacate the title, since his focus is clearly on the world stage now. He's already defended the belt multiple times, so it would make perfect sense narratively for him to move on. In that case, seeing Itagaki compete on a more international level would be far more interesting. It also fits his character. His talent has always been above fighters like Aoki or Kimura, who I can see as eventual national champions. So for Itagaki to raise the stakes and take a step beyond the Japanese circuit, wouldn't that be a natural progression in his story? Quick shoutouts to characters I'd love to see again. Naomichi Yamada, Ippo's disciple, Jason Ozma, though he's probably gone forever, and Hayami, a fallen boxer who still dreams of becoming a legend. He deserves a proper ending too, no doubt about it. And that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe for more Hajime no Ippo videos. Good night, champ!